right, Shalom. First and foremost, started by giving all the praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Arachak Wadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and bishops of the great millstone that rule well. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopeful elect tabernacle of David that is scattered abroad through all the four corners of the earth. Just a quick impromptu. With the increased reprobate behavior from these different Israelite groups, just understand that the difference between just being a straight up reprobate, somebody who just they just got that spirit on them to just rebel against the truth, you know, whether it's out of envy, strife, vainglory. You have them, and then you also have the sellouts, the compromised. Now, the difference between the two is, you know, the reprobate, you know, the reprobate just doesn't have any respect, doesn't fear the consequences of going against the grain. You just have this attitude that the Lord is just dealing with you, but you don't even realize that you have a lying spirit that is actually on you, deceiving you. And Jude said that there's going to be men that crept in unawares that are ordained to this condemnation. You know, you really think that the Spirit is with you, but you're deceived. I believe it's in 2 Peter, the 2nd chapter, where it talks about, you know, brute beasts that are, you know, made to be taken and destroyed, speaking evil to things that they understand not, and shall perish in their own corruption. You know, these are blemishes and spots, sporting themselves with their own deceivings, and they're going to receive the reward of unrighteousness. You know, so reprobates, you know, that's part of the Lord's movie. You know, they're written into the Lord's story. So you're going to deal with reprobates. You know, to the believing, all things are pure, but to the unbelieving is nothing pure. You know, so you're going to have men who's going to, they're going to come into this thing, but because when they heard this gospel, it wasn't mixed with faith. So slowly but surely, they're going to start casting out certain things that they were taught from the beginning. So they're going to wax worse and worse. Now, the sellouts, the compromised, you're going to notice the change because their status, the fact that they'll go from teaching one thing to another in a short time span, but yet their congregation continues to grow. They continue to get bigger. They get more numbers. They're getting more commercialized. They're getting recognition from the world. They're getting endorsements. They got the 501c3. They're tax exempt. So you start to notice the level of change in their doctrine as they progress. That's the sellouts. That's the compromise. You know, the law talks about, you know, taking a gift, which will actually blind your eyes, and you start to pervert the word of truth, the judgment. So that's what a sellout is going to do. They're going to actually know the truth. They're going to, at one point in time, have agreed that the initial doctrine was the truth, but they came into that money bag. So you got some money bag yos in Israel, and then you just got the reprobates. You know, the reprobates, they just got a pride demon on them, and they don't realize that they're just deceived. They're deceiving themselves and they're deceiving others. But the sellouts, they know the truth, but they can't teach it. They had to tweak it up. They had to adulterate it, because pretty much they'll lose everything that they got from making that deal. So that's the difference between the two. And I'm starting to notice one thing. The ones that are compromised, they're the ones that's starting to change their tune on Esau. Notice how all of a sudden these guys all of a sudden want to stop attacking Esau. we gotta stop hating Esau. Esau is no longer the so-called white man. So now they can get salvation now. Those, when you start to go that far, I believe you officially took that money under the table, man. You got that money bag. You a money bag, yo. All right, because Esau's the one that'll funnel. He's the type that he will funnel the money to infiltrate you, to make sure that you're not pushing, the true doctrine, because we know that the true doctrine is a threat to his entire system. All right, you can no longer expose what the mark is, or matter of fact, don't even expose what it is at all. You can say it's anything but that. That's one of the ways we can tell. Because that money will blind you to the point where this is the elephant in the room. This is something that you clearly see, but you're gonna act like you don't see it, and you're not gonna warn the sheep. You're not gonna give warning to the congregation. You're just gonna have them sitting cannon fodder until they get caught up, and you're gonna be held responsible, because that's blood money. So they're going to have to answer to their actions. They're going to be the ones who the Lord said, I never knew you, you that work iniquity, depart from me. Because why didn't you give warning to my people? You knew the truth. You got that, you got paid. You saw how big them numbers was getting. You seen the number of views and clicks and likes that you getting. You seen the amount of women that are flocking to your congregation, your membership. You get more notoriety and fame. So you've been compromised. Now all of a sudden, E is not the enemy. I believe that's you tucking your tail. A lot of you camps are starting to teach that now. All of a sudden, one body, phobia, and then even IUIC. They said we're not supposed to hate them because you got to go work for them. You got to go to them for the one of all things. They did that paper. They signed that paperwork with them. So they really don't have any real ought with E. That's a telling sign. So what you're demonstrating, what you're showing is that some of you men, you have a price. There's a set price for you to be able to allow the enemy to actually have access to the Lord's sheep. And that's what you call a hireling, man. You're not a real true shepherd of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. You're giving the enemy access to the sheep. All for a little bread that's gonna disappear. Uncertain riches, man. So understand the difference, all right? Because sometimes, for the most part, brothers will say that this group sold out, that group sold out. Not every group sold out. Some of them are just genuinely reprobates, man. The Lord got a lying spirit on some of these men. Some of these men, the Lord just called to condemnation. All right. But then you also got the compromise, the sellouts, man. They and you'll know, because like it tells you in Jeremiah, the 5th chapter, you know, all of a sudden they're waxing fat, they're shining, their deeds overpass the deeds of the wicked. You know, they trap men, they catch them and trap them with their lies, with their deception, and they're usually pushed the propaganda and the agenda that the elites are actually pushing forward. Like those that were in sync with that, with the jump shot, you better believe that they're compromised. Because ain't no way in hell that a true prophet of the Lord would have endorsed that whole thing. Those are the same men who are going to be, when the MOTB gets pushed, those are going to be the same men that's going to tell you, well, we already told you that it's not the mark. So just go ahead and take it so that you can continue to go to work, so you can continue to send us your digital money for as a form of your tithes and donations. You know, you can send it from your chip to our chip, and you can come to our Passover. You know, you're gonna have those type of dudes, man. It's gonna be clear as day who is who. And then you just got the reprobates. They just going against the grain out of pride, trying to separate themselves. But either way, every last one of you, whether you're a reprobate or a sellout or both, the Lord's gonna line you up. Because like it says in 1 Peter 4:17, judgment must begin at the house of the Most High. And if the unrighteous, it's like if the righteous shall scarcely be saved, where shall the sinner and the ungodly appear? So you're gonna get judged either way. You're gonna perish in your own corruption. All right, and that's just what it is. You know, because it's a lot more false prophets than there are true prophets. All right, and Peter warned you about, you know, these false teachers that's gonna bring in heresies among us, and they're gonna get, you know, paid for it. They're doing this thing for filthy lucre. Men that's doing it out of their own lust. You know, mockers, scoffers, false teachers, and even Jude, he warned about the apostasy. You know, men are going to turn this thing into their own lasciviousness, their own pleasure. You know, these are men who went after the way of Balaam. You know, and after the era of you know, Korah. You know, these men, basically losers, man. But they were all these men that we see that's just coming out of the woodworks with all this madness. They were already written into the story, man. They were already preordained. This is them fulfilling their lot. All right, and the undesirables, they're gonna fall for these guys. You know, some of these dudes you can't even take serious, man. Like One Body, that's why I believe that's a government agency camp, man. That whole camp is an entire parody. Them, like, if you're gonna make a film, a comedy, and you want to take a shot at the Israelites, you want to make mockery of the Israelites, hey, make sure y'all cast One Body into that movie. They'll be the perfect fit for the role, because that's exactly how we see them in the world. They really are not a good representation of the true servants, the prophets. And the things that they're teaching, you know, some of them dudes, they talk like they special. Like they didn't go to regular classes, man. They went to the classes all the way in the back bungalows. They had the special lunches, you know. But then you got the deceived, you know, the simple that'll listen to them and really think that they really in the spirit. So those type of individuals, they're gonna perish right alongside with these type of guys, man. That's why we only out here for the elect. We're fishing for the elect only, man. Because they're gonna hear and they're not gonna be deceived. The Lord said, "My sheep hear my voice, and they follow me, for they hear not the voice of strangers," man. They're not gonna follow no sellouts, because they're gonna smell the money on them. They're gonna smell the commercialization. They're gonna notice the sudden change, you know. And a lot of these other groups, they'll think that because we point these things out, that's us being envious and jealous and we're showing hatred. I wouldn't want to trade position. I wouldn't want to be a part of your congregation. I wouldn't want to be a part of your leadership. I fear the Lord, man. I don't want none of that praise and vainglory, because even the Lord didn't want that kind of praise. I'm good where I'm at, man. The Lord said, woe unto you if all men shall speak well of you. You know, so did your forefathers to the false prophets. So y'all can have that. You know, we just all about our Father's business, and you know, we just shoot it straight forward. We shoot it down the middle, and Jake doesn't. They don't feel that. They want us to speak smooth things, prophesy unto them lies, man. But we're not going to do that. The Lord said, "Cursed be he that keepeth his sword from blood, and cursed be the man that do the work of the Lord deceitfully." We're not going to do this work deceitfully, man. And some of you dudes that want to tweak the doctrine because you tucking your tail and you scared of Esau, that's exactly what you're doing. So the Lord's going to visit every last one of y'all. All of a sudden, Esau's the black man now. He's not a so-called white man. You dudes are cowards, man. You're all of you that are starting to all of a sudden tweak your doctrine to actually appease Esau now. You're showing how much of a coward that you are, and you're tucking your tail. You really are fearful. Because either you took money from them, or you're just scary. And what do the scriptures say about the fearful? Revelation 21 and 8. But the fearful and the unbelieving and the abominable and etc. You're gonna partake in a second death. The fearful is not talking about you actually having a fear, as in, you know, a reverence, because we're supposed to fear the Heavenly Father. We're supposed to reverence Him, which a lot of you dudes don't. You know, you just making all type of changes to the ministry, then you really don't have a fear of the Most High. You're not vetting what's coming out of your mouth. You're not bridling your tongue. You're just not considering. You offend one of the little ones, it's better that you put a millstone about your neck and be cast into the sea. You know? So some of you dudes, you don't have that kind of fear. But what you do have is a cowardly fear, a timid fear. Meaning you willing to water down the doctrine because you're afraid of E. You know, you're afraid for Esau to come down on you. You're afraid of the heat, the persecution that's getting ready to come. The Lord, hey, Esau's still gonna come for you either way. You still an enemy. You know, it don't matter if you sold out to him or not. He's still gonna come down upon you either way. When 70 AD happened, they moved on all Israel. If you didn't want to die, you had to be one of the ones that fled, that got up out of there. So it didn't matter if you was in cahoots with the Romans, just because of your status as a priest or a Pharisee, and you was living comfortably up under them. But when it was time for war, they rolled down on Jake, man. So Esau, like it tells you in Revelation 12, he's going to come down with that wrath. So don't think that, you're going to have a special spot and Esau is not going to target you just because you was able to water down the doctrine and stop calling him out and rebuking him in his own kingdom. All of you, man. So, yeah, man. I just want to, just this is just a quick impromptu, but yeah, you reprobates, you're not going to be able to escape judgment, man, unless you repent, swallow your pride and humble yourself. But those of you that's compromised, you didn't receive your consolation already. So there's really nothing that you can really do, man, unless you give all that money back, and repent and put yourself in danger, because then you're really gonna be a target. But hey, be willing to be that living sacrifice if you really are sincere. Otherwise, you're just trying to save your life on this side, and you're gonna lose it anyway. So, that's pretty much that. I'm just rambling, but I just had to throw that out there, man. All right, and just understand the difference between the compromised and those that are just solely reprobates. Okay. So with that, I'm gonna give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shai. And until the next lesson, Shalom.